You got to have both. And today we're focusing on skills, but we're also focusing on growing you and growing your belief systems. Right? For example, if you take somebody this is not my quote, this is one of the famous business philosopher, Jim Rohn. He says, if you take an idiot and you motivate him, what do you have then? Motivated idiot. So you got to not only motivate people and inspire them, but you also have to give them skills. So our goal is to give you guys skills, but also to inspire you. Today my job is to focus on the belief system side. My job is to focus on the 6 inches between your ears. My job is to focus on the 6 inches between your ears, to grow that, to improve that, so that you can be mentally prepared for the journey that you're about to go upon. You guys, if you're here today, you're an entrepreneur. You made a decision to join a business and be an entrepreneur. This is entrepreneur training here today. Today is to make you a more successful, better, home-based business owner. A part-time, spare-time business owner. Some of you guys full-time. That's why you're here today. Now, some of you might be here like, I'm here because my wife dragged me. That's why I'm here. I get that. But the rest of you guys are in the room because you chose to be here. You made a conscious decision of time, a little bit of money. You made a conscious decision to not be at the beach on a Sunday and to be here in this room. So you got to make sure that you get the most out of it that you could possibly get out of it because you chose to be here. To be a better entrepreneur. To be a more successful entrepreneur. Every career that we operate in, most careers, requires ongoing education. Raise your hand if you're required to have ongoing education in your career by show of hands. Look at that. So this is our ongoing education. It's getting together for local success training once a month. Getting together for a regional success training once every few months. Getting together for a national success training once every 6 months. That's our ongoing education. And so we can't make you a better entrepreneur unless you, number one, show up like you've done today. Give a high five to your neighbor, say thanks for showing up. And then the second thing, not only must you show up, but the second thing is you must be present. Everyone say be present. Be present. That means you have to challenge yourself to get as much information out of it as possible. What am I getting? What am I gaining? What am I learning? What am I hearing? Right now, the video story on your news feed about the anaconda that swallowed a wild boar while fighting a crocodile in a lake somewhere while 5 people watched and then they fell off a glacier and it was all filmed by somebody's cell camera while they got eaten by a shark on your news feed video, that's not going to help your business. So if you're sitting there thumbing through your news feed or sitting there on your emails, your text messages, why show up today? That's not going to help you be a better entrepreneur. This will. You got to be present. So not only show up, but you got to be what? Present. And number 3 is you got to take action. So it's one thing to be there, it's a second thing to learn it, it's a third thing to apply it. You got to apply it. You got to leave here and immediately apply. You got to leave here and take Ashley's training and immediately apply. You got to leave here and take Freddie's information and immediately apply. The trainers that are coming after me, because now we're going to start going into content. Facebook training. How to build your business. How to maximize 3 for free. And you got to apply. Guys, give me a 30-minute countdown, otherwise I'll go all night. Okay, so. See, my time's up, but I haven't started yet. Okay, thank you guys, and have a great night. So my job today is to help you do this. To close the gap of belief. That's it. That's my job. Over there, this wall, on this side is where you're at. Over there on this wall, this is where you're trying to go. Here's where you're at. That's where you're trying to go. There's a gap. There's a gap between those two. And that gap is a belief. Because belief determines your actions, and actions determine your results. That is not debatable. That is a universal law. Beliefs determine your actions, and actions determine your what? Results. I got to close that gap of belief. That you can become a regional director. That you can become an ambassador. That you can become a Vine millionaire. That you can one day fire your boss. That you can one day fill in the blank. I got to close that gap between those two. And one of the things that I can tell you in closing that gap, there's there's not a lot of things I train on. There's not all topics I train on because I only have about 4 primary philosophies. And these 4 primary philosophies, I got subsets inside these 4 primary philosophies. And these 4 primary philosophies are responsible for, I believe, about 90% of how successful I've been as an entrepreneur. So I want to give you a hypothetical example real quick. This is just a hypothetical. So, don't think this is real or anything. It's only a hypothetical. This isn't really happening. Let's hypothetically say that you were a startup entrepreneur, hypothetically. And you chose a business that you wanted to create as many transformations as possible, and through the direct selling world as your business of choice, hypothetically. And let's hypothetically say that you showed up to an event where there was a hypothetical person that made tens of millions of dollars in this style of marketing, was the only person to $1 billion in sales from zero in a 4-year stretch in a $180 billion global industry in the last 4 years. This hypothetical person said, I'm going to teach you one piece of one of my 4 major philosophies. I'm going to teach you one piece, just one sliver. How present would you be in this hypothetical example? How many guys hypothetically speaking? The reality is that's what you guys have in front of you right now. Hello. The reality is that's what you guys have in front of you right now. You've got somebody that's made tens of millions of dollars, this style of marketing, done $1 billion from zero in my organization in the last 4.5 years, and created 50 millionaires in the process. And I'm going to give you a sliver of one of my philosophies that I believe is responsible for my success. There's about 4 major philosophies I have. This is a sliver of one of them, and I think this is worth tens of millions of dollars to you over the course of time. Here it is. The 5 people you spend the most time with are who you will become. Yes. Your environments. 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 If you are in an environment that is not about moving you forward, therefore you are an environment that is about what? Moving you backwards. And you might say, no, I'm in an environment that's about staying the same. There is no such thing. You are either moving forward or you are moving backwards. We are like trees. We're either growing or we are dying. So the 5 people you spend the most time with are who you will become. Choose them wisely. Now this is different than the 5 people that you like the most. Because you may like your spouse more than the guy you sit next to at work, but you might spend more waking hours with the guy you sit next to at work. Choose them wisely. The 5 people you spend the most time with are who you will become. That is your environment. We become that of our environments. Change a person's environment, you will change the person. It's not that this is a bad person, that's a good person. Change your environment. Here's a financial example of this. Take you plus your 9 best friends. Add up all your yearly annual incomes, you plus your 9 best friends. And then divide it by 10, you're going to come right back with your income. So, if you were trying to change your level of income, you would have to change the environment that you're in and that level of income. But this is what's so silly about this, as when we become adults, we stop forgetting all the very obvious stuff that we've known ever since we were a child. More importantly, that we teach our own children. Such as, that kid is a problem. He gets in trouble all the time. You are not allowed to what? Why? Why won't we let our kid hang out with a bad kid? Bad influence. Bad environments. Hey, you know what? If you want to get in really good shape, you should probably hang out with people who do what? And if everyone you know is overweight and eats terrible, you're probably going to end up what? Overweight and eating terrible. And if you want to get really good at math, hang out with what type of people? Math people. You want to get better grades in science, hang out with what people? Science people. I mean, this isn't rocket science. Yet, when we become adults, we complicate this so much. Yet, we go against our own word and we teach the opposite to our kids. You should be hanging out. Maybe they're just so smart. They couldn't be taught anything else because they're so smart. They know everything. I'm an MD. I'm a PhD. I'm an XYZ, an ABC, NBC. And I'm upside down in my mortgage. I've got more debt than I got income. I'm technically broke on paper, but I got a ton of initials after my name. The only PhD I'm interested in this business is someone who's poor, hungry, and driven. That's what I'm interested in. That's where I want to go. Or you get the people that are just uneducated. You can use the word ignorance. They don't know what they don't know. They don't know. So a lot of times people are like, well, when you hear this, I never hear this, but some people still hear this every once in a while. Like, oh, is that one of those pyramid things? That's not somebody who's being mean to you. It's somebody that's uneducated. That's it. They don't know how to explain it. They don't understand. Like, it's just pure ignorance, right? So when you get people that are ignorant or uneducated or too smart, you've got two choices. You can try to be smarter than them. You can try to educate them. You can try to, or you can just change your environment. Just change your environment. I don't try to educate ignorance. I might say, here's a book, but I'm not going to sit there for 6 hours and read you the book, or 6 days, or 6 months, or 6 weeks. Here's a tape. Here's a book. Here, you should do some research. I'm not going to be the professor. Do some research. So many of you guys waste so much time trying to outsmart the smart one and trying to educate the ignorant one. Meanwhile, there's thousands of people that you should have been talking to, you should have been spending time with, and you should have been surrounding yourself with, and these folks are stealing your time and stealing your belief. So, newsflash. If you're spending all your time there, that means you're not spending your time with people that deserve your time. You know, guys, you shouldn't spend a lot of time, trying to, never mind, I'll move on. I forgot, they're already flashing out at me. Is that a bit of a delay?
No, it's just
okay. The fearful fretters. I probably should have prefaced this by saying these are actually Ashley's slides and Ashley's training. I'm stealing her training today. Yes. This is a great point. You, the mentee, may one day become the mentor. This was one of my mentees. She's now my mentor. I stole her slides.
I'll mentor you later, too.
How much time left? 1 minute? The second reason why I tell you this is because I would never write the term fearful fritter. And just in case anyone posts a picture, like, they call these people fearful fritters. Now here's someone that's fearful. There's people that are genuinely concerned for you and your decisions. These are usually family or very close friends. So they want to make sure that they stop you from making a bad choice and bad decision in their life. Now mainly this happens because they have failed in their life. They failed at something in their life, and they want to make sure that you don't have to go through the pain that they experienced when they failed, so they want to stop you from that same failure. So these aren't bad people, but you got to know how to recognize them, right? It's a protective mechanism. They're filled with fear, so they want to stop you from making that same mistake. Well, I did something like that in 1948. Well, businesses are risky. Your uncles, cousins, brothers, doctors, lawyers, nephews, sisters started a business once and it didn't work out. You need to stay focused. And again, they mean genuine concern for you, but make no mistake about it, they are pulling belief from you. They are widening the gap between where you are and where you want to go. Where is it that you want to go, by the way? Do you guys have an idea? Do you see it? Do you know? Now, the cool thing about what we do in our industry is you can pick a rank, and it associates to an income, and the income allows you to buy resources and time. It's a resource that buys, what you want, and also buys you time. I mean, money's just a tool. It's a tool to buy you time. It's a tool to be able to get you things that you need and things that you want. And in this business, you can just pick a rank that associates to that income level. So where do you want to go? What rank is it? What rank are you trying to hit? What is that wall, right?
5-star.
5-star. What about the rest of you guys?
Global, baby.
Global. What about the rest of you guys?
Global.
On the count of 3, I want you guys to yell out the rank that you guys want to be, let's say, by the end of this year. 1, 2, 3, go. Fantastic. right, so you're over here at this wall, and you got to get to this wall. These folks are standing in the way of that. They're standing in the way of that, and they're preventing you from getting there. Now, I should preface this, or I have a little side footnote here by saying, my mom's the most fearful fretter in the world. I still talk to her all the time. I just feel like, Mom, you're a fearful fretter, and my mentor said I can't hang out with fearful fretters. Get out of here, Mom, I'm out of here. So, this is important because some people miss the message here. They're like, that guy said don't hang out with his mom. You know, that's not what, you have to figure out how to wear invisible earmuffs and invisible, like, what do you call it? No, not shield, but bulletproof vest all the time. You have to have an invisible earmuffs and an invisible bulletproof vest all the time when you're with these people. Right? So I know when Mom's about to cross over, like from normal conversation, how's the family, into like another mode, and then when that happens, it's kind of like I put her on mute, and I'm like, huh? Oh yeah, oh yeah. And then when she's done, I'm unmute, like, that's amazing, unbelievable. She's still my mom. I still spend a ton of time with her. I still love her to death. She's still the best mom in the world. But I don't allow her fears to widen my gap from where I am to where I want to be. Does this help? Does this make sense? Yes. Okay. Pessimists. Ooh. These folks are draining. These are the folks that no matter how good something is, or how great something is, they will find a way, somehow, some way, to find something wrong with everything. It doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter how beautiful something is, how amazing something is, how great something is. They will find the seed of terribleness, a seed of negativity to pull out of any scenario or any situation. That's my term. That's what a pessimist is. Find the negative. Find the negative. Find what's wrong. And this will drain you of all of your positive emotion. You have got to figure out how you're going to build that bulletproof vest. If you're ever going to make it, if you're surrounded by all day by nothing but pessimists in your environment, you have got to figure out a way. You will never make it if you're surrounded by pessimists all the time. Because no matter how much positive energy you have, if they're depositing into your bank negativity, your brain bank here, negativity, 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 it will be almost impossible to overcome. Food for thought. The Flat Earth Society. My wife is clever. What do you guys know what the Flat Earth Society is? This is, I'm a history person. This is crazy to me. 600 years ago, people thought the earth was flat. 500 years ago. 550, 560 years ago. I mean, how ludicrous of an idea is this today? How long has Earth, the planet Earth, been around? Hundreds of millions of years, maybe more. How long have human beings been around? This is where we're going to get some arguments here. We know it's at least tens of thousands of years. And up until 500 years ago, this is just a grain of sand in this timeline. Everyone thought the earth was what? They thought it was flat. So there's a lot of beliefs that we all have. There is no way a human being can blank. Who knows? Maybe we can. We only use about 15 to 20% of our brain. What happens if we use all 100% of our brain? Maybe we can float. I don't know. Do you know? Well, you know for sure we can't float. I don't believe it. I don't know. Everyone was dead positive. They were so dead positive the earth was flat, they would kill you if you said it wasn't. You were put to death. You follow? Imagine, so like, we're like, hey, that guy just, killed 72 people. Let's not put him on death row. 500 years ago, hey, that guy said the earth was round. Kill that dude. Let's put him down. You follow me? Like, think about where we're at in today's society. You were put to death if you said the earth was not flat. You were dead convicted of that belief. You have people in your life that are dead convicted of their belief of what is not possible. And you want to spend days, weeks, and months arguing that? You are in a no-win situation. The only way out of that situation is to prove it. And even when you prove it, they will come up with some reason why it was still flat. That's not possible, blah, 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 yeah. And then you do it like, yeah, but those are probably fake checks, and it doesn't matter, there's always something. Because they are dead convicted in this belief. And if you spend your time, if you're allowing your energy to be sucked out with someone that has this belief, you're trying to change it. They've had that belief for 40 years, 60 years, 20 years, and you're trying to change it. I don't argue stupidity. Because it'll drain all my energy and they're going to win by experience. So I don't even... Now, remember earlier I said most people, it's not a negative thing. They're not doing this on purpose. Right? My mom didn't, with her fear projection, didn't do it on purpose. You know, the people that say things that are possible in my world, they're not doing it on purpose. These people, they're doing it on purpose. There are some people in your world that are absolutely, positively doing it on purpose. You have somebody that's close to you in your world, if not more, who are literally going behind your back, calling everyone else saying, don't you drink those stupid shakes that she's giving me back. Raise your hand if this has happened to you. Hey, if this one's your mom, peace out, Mom. And I'm serious, because if somebody has that much malice for what you're trying to accomplish in life, because all it is you're over here and you're trying to go there, and they're trying to do everything in their power to stop you from going there, and that's your friend? I wouldn't label that one a friend. And it has nothing to do with our company. It doesn't matter what you did, that person would have done that. You could open up any business. You could open up a restaurant. You'd be like, I'm going to make it to there, and I'm going to be so successful, and da-da-da-da, please eat there. And they're like, yeah, we'll eat there, it's going to be so good. And then when we turn around, like, that food tastes terrible. That's what they'll do. You got to cut that person out immediately. And because they'll do it again, and again, and again. Why? They can't stand the fact that you've made a decision that you're going to make it. And they do not want you to succeed. That's this one. The rest of them, it's not that. It's just this one. And the rest of them I was pretty neutral on. This one I'm not neutral. If you're going to make it in anything, you cannot surround yourself with those people. Okay. Now, there are some warning signs that the gap from where you're at to where you want to be are closing. There are some warning signs. These are good signs. Because how many of you guys want to get ambassador done as fast as you can? Make some noise for me. Yeah! So I'm going to give you some warning signs. These are some warning signs that the gap is closing. Number one, I'm just going to say next slide. Okay, can you go back a slide? Thank you. Number one. Can you go back a slide? Thank you. Can you go back to the slide? Right. No, backwards. Thank you. This is the first warning sign. You laugh at the same line in the DVD of our presentation, and you see this thing 500 times, and you laugh again. Every time you're like, oh, it's hilarious! That's a warning sign that you're moving to ambassador. Next slide. Everywhere you go, you're in the clothing store, you're like, listen, if I buy 3 of these pairs of underwear, I get one free. Like, you are the ice cream store, you're like, look, I got 4 kids, I'll buy 3 of you, you get 4 free. That's a warning sign that you're on your way to ambassador. That's a good thing. How about this one? You show up in the restaurant, almond milk, like we've been dead out for months. Almond milk's gone. Almond milk's sold out. If your city is sold out of almond milk, you're on your way to ambassador. How about this one? People start calling out, hey, the shake lady's coming. a Pro-Marita, which is a margarita with pro inside it, to a margarita. And you prefer a Gose, which is a rosé with some Gose on it, to a rosé. You don't have to go back to that. At some point, you ran into the closet from your kids so you could close on a challenge party or this is happening to you. Put it this way. At some point you have hidden from your spouse the last peanut butter and you've done it with no regret whatsoever. It's like, yeah, I know I'm going to be hungry, and I know I'm just going to hide this now. So, my wife's a hoarder. She's a hoarder. She hoards stuff. Any hoarders? You know hoarders out there? She hoards Visalis plot like it's Y2K ready with Visalis. And I'll find a cupboard, I'm like, and they'll be streaming out, one after another. Like, oh, I thought we were on a 5-pack 6 months ago. They're all in the closet right here. And if this happens to you, or you're doing this, you're on your way to ambassador. And then lastly, and every time I go though, environment of people that think you can do it, if you surround yourself with people that believe in you, if you surround yourself with people that encourage you, if you surround yourself with people that raise you up, if you surround yourself with people that lift you up, if you surround yourself with people that have the same energy level you have, the same beliefs you have, the same goals you have, and the same desires you have, if you keep yourself in this environment right here, you can make it, you will make it, and you will go ambassador at some point. I want to start back over finish where I started. I said, hey, I'm going to give you a sliver of one belief. My belief is, who you surround yourself with is who you become, so choose them wisely. And I chose to spend as much of my time as I can with this community. The people that decided that they want to help, the body of their dreams, the lifestyle of their dreams, that they want to go create as many transformations as possible, that they want to become a successful entrepreneur, and that they want to pay it forward, and they want to contribute to other entrepreneurs, and that they want to be philanthropists, they want to contribute, they want to fight childhood obesity, they want to give more, they want to make a difference. These are the people that I've chosen to surround myself in my environment. And I invite every single one of you guys to do the same thing.